watch Hunter, almost everything that has been underneath 10 yards.
And rush, Love throws, intercepted.
I'm out of there, boy. I'm gone. Okay. The Texans are the worst team in the NFL. Okay, I get it. We're awful. We're terrible. Nico Collins, why? D'Amico's getting fired by the end of the season. CJ Stroud is actually dyslexic. Arch Manning just took all that awfulness he was doing it and just transferred over to CJ Stroud. Now, here's one thing. I might tell you a joke, but I won't tell you a lie. Guess who was also trash? Trevor Lawrence. Shout out to BTJ for the big last-second score. Look at this. Do y'all see this win probability? We were marching. It was 10-10. First down on 3rd and 2. How about I'll just throw the ball on the ground? I mean, and God forbid, Trevor Lawrence threw the ball 40 times. He threw the ball 40 times, ladies and gentlemen. Lord have mercy. He threw the ball 40 times and got 200 yards. 200. Could take him to the full box score. CJ Stroud, awful. 25 for 38. Hey, buddy, but we knew you were terrible. We knew the offensive line was pretty mid. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Good job, CJ. I've been asking people to get a CJ Stroud jersey. I'm going to just keep my Tank Dell jersey. That's it. That's all I need. Give me a Tank Dell. Give me a Will Anderson. I might go hit the throwback. Hit me one of these. Wait, can you see it? One of these. But this, what I'm watching right now, man, I don't want to talk about it, man. But let's talk about probably the brightest thing to happen in this game or in this clock, and that is Travis Hunter getting the ball. And I went on a rant. We are going to be talking about most of the games in the 1 o'clock window. So we are going to be talking about the Browns' crazy win. Hey, Flacco, you got lucky. What's his name? Kevin Stefanski, you got lucky. You got lucky that the Packers are so painfully mid on offense. You really did. A blocked field goal, and then Schmitty kicker hits a 55-yarder after missing a 36 the other week. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Jalen Hurts doing the big one. But I said, well, I didn't say, I was talking about how Trevor Lawrence is holding Travis Hunter back. Well, I'll tell you what, didn't hold him back on this play. Now, I want to make sure I stress this. As much as I think the Texans are playing terrible, we're supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league. We're playing awful. We are the worst team in the NFL. I'll wear it proudly. We're terrible. But this boy right here, my problem with y'all is I tried to tell y'all, but Travis Hunter isn't generational. No. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. Trevor Lawrence is worse than CJ Stroud. I know that's a lot. That's saying a lot. But I was watching Trevor Lawrence just miss wide open throws, missing BTJ. Sometimes he's just off on his own land. If this was Jaguars, if this was any team but the Texans, you're losing. I'm telling you. If it wasn't the team that just let Baker Mayfield do a handstand on us, that motherfucker was in Stomp the Yard. So with all that being said, I do want to point out that I never wanted people to think I don't think Travis Hunter isn't generational. I know he's generational because he looks like this when the ball's in his hand. Look at this. Look at this. This isn't a tackle? Sorry about it. Look, dog, that's a grown man. He gets paid money to play football professionally. He's done it for years. Actually, I'm not sure if that's one of our rookies. I can't tell. But he's all twisted up now. Look at his ankle. And then Travis Hunter, like the ballerina that he is, he just say, "Oh, get up off of me." Look, I hate that my Texans are terrible, but I'm not going to lie to you. Travis Hunter is that dude. Now, maybe if y'all can get the ball to him a little more, that might be an idea. But get up off me, and obviously I have to play this slow because of you know what, because they're gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? So parts and pieces. So now the next stage of what makes Travis Hunter, there is 3 defenders. This is a Pro Bowl defender. I think you have C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Look at the way he sets him up. Boom. Okay, so you're cooked. you're cooked. Look how violent he is. Whoever said he isn't generational, maybe y'all haven't watched enough football. Oh, the Bucks won the game? Wow, the Bucks actually won that game. Maybe you haven't been watching football enough. That boy sticks his foot in the grind. Boop. Oh my God. Look at him. Bullock, please. And then you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. What are you going to do? Get up off me. Don't worry. That was on 1st and 20. We are awful. Jesus. So, more of the story. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. C.J. Stroud is just worse. I don't know what else to say. Liam Cohen, you better pray. And you better hope you can get another quarterback. Now, let's talk about this Browns game. I know a lot of y'all are only here to see Shadur. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And to be honest with y'all, I want to make sure, and this is what I mean by y'all, like the Browns are so lucky that they won this game. Because let me get you the proof. Browns fans were booing. Daniel Ofusi says, Browns fans booing as another offensive drive stalls. People were actively calling for Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd and 2nd quarter. It was bad. Joe Flacco was missing wide open passes. Look at this win probability, dog. And then randomly, a blocked field goal changes everything. And a kicker that couldn't hit a 36-yard field goal hits a walk-off 55-yarder. Joe Flacco. I just clowned on, what's it called? Who did I clown on? I just clowned on Trevor Lawrence and C.J. Stroud for having a generational mid-off. A generational mid-off is what it was, right? After that, I come look over here, and Joe Flacco, 21 for 36 for 142 yards. I don't know how it's 125 yards. I don't know what that is. Maybe this is a glitch. And an interception. My guy, what's going on? And I thought this was a rushing. Shout out to Quinshon Judkins. Y'all need to give him a lot more carries. Y'all because Quinshon Judkins is the best offensive player in the field. I gotta be honest with you. That boy nice. That boy real nice, and he hadn't even been at practice. That's scary. You should be afraid. Be very, very afraid. David Njoku, leading receiver here, and that about sums up what's well, yeah, that about sums it up. David Njoku with 40 yards receiving leads it. I can't stress, this was a piss poor game. The Browns defense, this is the best defense in the league. Y'all thought it was the Texans? No, it's the Browns. They will keep you in any game. Again, this was a 2-0 high-powered Green Bay Packers team that had been rolling over people. The Browns defense is scary. Myles Garrett is the best defensive player. Right now, he's the best defensive player in the league. TJ Watt's been underwhelming. I'm trying to think of some other edge. Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson. They were supposed to be the big dogs. They've been a bit underwhelming. I think Joshua Hines-Allen, in the funny part, he's been having a good year. But I think Myles Garrett is the unstoppable force. Keeping you in this game is absurd, right? Now, there were some interference, some crazy calls to get them in that first touchdown. But, hey, a win's a win. Welcome to the National Football League. This is how the cookie crumbles. So, the first win from the Browns comes from a day where mostly everybody was saying that Joe Flacco was 2 packs of I'm not going to say all that. You know what I mean? So, and I made a video earlier today, if I could talk about Mr. 12 here, because Kevin Stefanski, hold up. I want it to be known. I want it to be known after that performance. Look at this. I just want it to be known. Kevin Stefanski says he didn't even consider benching Joe Flacco. Didn't even consider it. That boy's putting up. No more Nathan Peterman strays. Unless you throw at least 3 interceptions, I won't do any more Nathan Peterman strays. But that boy was mid. Joe Flacco was painfully mid. All right, we got to be honest with ourselves. But what I wanted to talk about, right? And no, we're not. We're gonna listen to Stefanski in a separate video. We'll do that in a separate video. I do want to talk about Shadur. I know, because if we're gonna talk about Browns, we got to talk about Shadur. What are we doing, right? Now, after seeing this, I really do think the odds, the more Joe Flacco plays, the more it becomes likely that Shadur Sanders is gonna get playing time. Because I want y'all to understand, right? It doesn't mean like if Joe Flacco's bad and he gets benched, he doesn't automatically become QB3. That's not what's gonna happen. Now, if Joe Flacco is so bad and Shadur makes enough leeway, and again, with that, whatever that means for them, they can make it weird. But again, you would have to assume that Joe Flacco had to be really, really bad. If Joe Flacco, and he's been pretty, really bad, right? He's been so bad that people are booing in a game in which they won. So I want to point that out. But the odds in favor of that, and what I was saying was if Dylan Gabriel does get the keys to the castle, well, Shadur Sanders is going to be even that much closer. Like, why? At that point, if we're starting a rookie, then when we get to week 10, 13, whatever, let's say they're up big. Let's say they're down big. You think they're just going to leave Dylan Gabriel out there? You think, or you think they're going to try to get some Shadur reps? What I'm saying is the more Joe Flacco, more this mid Joe Flacco we get, the more closer 12 gets to get out there. And obviously he's been staying locked in. I dropped a video earlier today. And he spoke about his thought process, being with scout team, getting, real value out of those practice reps. And it's something that he's really been attacking. So I think it's dope. And I think it's good to see him swagged out, looking clean. Still got the one sleeve. He ready to rock and roll. That emergency coming when it's coming. So it's going to be perfect timing when it's time. So that's enough for Browns. I don't want to speak nothing more about the Browns. I already talked about my terrible team. My terrible, terrible, terrible team. Now, can we go to that Philly game, please? Can we talk about that Philly game? Yo, where the Philly game at? Yo, where the Philly game at? Where the Philly game at? Now, the reason why I want to talk about this, I'm big on narratives. I'm a narrative guy. I don't know if y'all can tell. I like dispelling narratives. I like attacking narratives. And we've been hearing this narrative of, Jalen Hurts, he can't throw the ball. He can't throw the ball. When all he's been doing is winning. And my argument is that people are always going to switch the goalposts on you, right? Justin Herbert gets praised because he looks aesthetically pleasing and he puts up a bunch of numbers. He throws a great football. What does he do in the playoffs? Exactly, right? Exactly, right? So if that compared to Jalen Hurts, who's already been to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl, right? I'm sorry that he's on a good team. I'm sorry that he uses his resources to the right way to beat up other historically great quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, who went for 1933, not even 200 yards. Y'all gonna clown Matt Stafford for not even throwing 200 yards? Or y'all gonna clown Jalen Hurts for going 21 for 32, 226 yards. I don't know why it says 202. I don't understand that. Again, not phenomenal, but who else has 3 passing touchdowns? Y'all was mad when he was just rushing for touchdowns. 4 total touchdowns. And I'm talking about a game where, like, I don't know if you can draw up a better game to, like, silence haters, except maybe the Super Bowl, or maybe if you threw for, like, 500 yards. That's, like, the only way. But they were down big coming out the halftime. I think they were down, like, 20s or I guess 12 here. And they storm all the way back. And obviously, the block field goal was really all you needed. And it really should have been 27-26. But Jordan Davis said, hey, I'm going to show y'all how slim I got. That boy said, I'm out of there, boy. I'm gone. But yeah, man, I don't like the Jalen Hurts slander. I don't like it at all because how many of y'all are 3-0? I'll wait. How many of y'all coming off a Super Bowl? I'll wait. It's beyond me that we get to these points where we don't like the way football's being played. And y'all, we could talk about the false start, whatever. Hey, how about the refs get better at their job? It's the same thing when people, and I don't want to get political. We've been getting real political. When people talk about, like, the tipping, Americans tipping, blah, blah, blah. We shouldn't be mad at people for not tipping. We need to be mad at the companies for not paying these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we mad at the Eagles for running a play that they don't want to officiate? Officiate. Do your job, boy. So, no, I'm not mad at that. And I definitely want to make sure y'all slander with the three passing touchdowns. No interceptions, 117 rating. Whenever Jalen Hurts is asked to do it, hey, we need it from you. Hey, he can turn it on. Maybe you don't always need to throw for 300 yards just because it's aesthetically pleasing, because it works for fantasy points. Y'all got too many parlays. Y'all just that's the problem. That's why y'all don't like Jalen Hurts. I figured it out. He don't hit y'all parlays. That boy just win football games. You didn't even have 100 yards passing. Man, I won the game 3-0, man. Should I be an Eagles fan? Because being a Texas fan. I don't know. It ain't for the weak, man. It ain't for the weak. What else we got? What else? 1 o'clock. The Vikings absolutely demolished Bengals. I was hoping to see some classic Carson Wentz football. I saw a little bit of it. He's a wild man back there, but they get the job done with 2 touchdowns. Mason with another 2 touchdowns, 116 yards. They were just a well-oiled machine. That is what the Vikings are. Like Kevin O'Connell, he's a type of offensive coordinator that I think you can just put a fish out there in a quarterback number, and he's going to be able to find a way to get a win. Steelers with a fun game. These were some fun games. Last second victory swaps. Great stuff happening. Like, this Steelers game was a fun game to watch. They come out big with the win. Obviously, we talked about Eagles Rams. This was another last second. I don't know how the Buccaneers got that. Hey, Browns. Hey, yo, Browns, man. And I know y'all got the win this time, so I can't really clown y'all, but hey, yo, Browns, I'm just saying, Baker Mayfield doing his thug dizzle, doing his big thug dizzle. Raiders commander, shout out to my man Marcus Mariota. Big boy, you know what's going on. And then the Panthers absolutely embarrassed the Falcons, which leaves me very confused, because I think coming after these first few weeks, it was kind of understood that, oh yeah, the Panthers are just terrible. Like, the Panthers have such a far way to go, and the Falcons have a bright future. That's kind of what it looked like. If you were to ask me, that's what I would have said. Looking at this, oh man, I don't know who got the bright future. The NFC South is just going to be Baker Mayfield's playground. So those are the 1 o'clock games. They were phenomenal. They were a great time. We're about to start watching the 4 o'clock games. Might have another video tonight if we have any more updates about the quarterback situation, which I don't think is going to change very much. But man, I really appreciate y'all rocking with these videos. I've been uploading lots of different types of videos. We are in the season, so I'm trying to talk about it as much as I can. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, I know for Fernando Mendoza, he's going to be on tomorrow's quarterback tracker. Don't worry. I got people talking about Tommy Castellanos and Mendoza. I got a special episode of the quarterback tracker. So if you've been watching to dunk on Arch Manning, make sure you watch that one. It's coming tomorrow. Really quick, I almost forgot. Oh, I still got Red Zone playing in the background. I can't play that background. Titans Colts, I did not talk about that. Cam Ward, that was his first pick, and it was a pick 6, but he had a lot of great throws. I mean, there's really not a lot to be said there. The Colts are rolling. They are a wagon. Sadly, they are the best team in the AFC South. Pat McAfee's having a great weekend. And the Titans were picking first overall for a reason. I've told you, Cam Ward's a dog, but they've got a long way to go. And I think Brian Callahan had some bad coaching errors too as well. So that's something to kind of monitor on. But that was just real cool. But yeah, man, great football and more to come. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't subscribe. If you like football content, continue to be great, phenomenal, amazing, and all that else in between, man. You be great.